everyone? Welcome back to this week's episode 10 of Let's Talk Physical Media. And today is actually a special day because this is the first time that Matt and I have been together since we've hit 1,000 subscribers. And we just want to thank each and every one of you so much for helping us get to 1,000 subscribers, supporting us. Thank you. I don't know where he found that. He's just been holding it in all our videos today that we're filming. But thank you guys so much for helping us hit our goal. We hit it way ahead of schedule. We didn't expect to hit this until January, and it's really just because of all of you and responding to the content that we're making. We're really glad you're enjoying it. We're gonna keep getting better, we promise. It's a slow burn until, but we made promises about hitting 1,000, and we're gonna keep those promises. Mm-hmm. Right, Matt?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Again, it's just incredible that we've made it this far, this fast. I had my doubts. I really did not think. He's the more positive one. I'm like, I don't think we're that great. Whatever, maybe we'll get there in January. And it's not even Halloween yet, and we're at the point for monetization. We have sorry about the ads in the video.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that sucks for you guys is you have to hit skip sometimes. Unless you're a YouTube Premium member where you don't have that and you don't have any of the ads and you can listen to us without even having to see our faces. You can shut your phone off and it'll still play. So that's a positive to the premium membership. But yeah, again, just thank you guys. This is fucking awesome. It still doesn't feel real. We're still a very small fish in a huge ocean on YouTube, but it's awesome that you guys come to us and value our opinion on it, because
we're really just regular guys.
People, we really are, honestly. We work our normal 9-to-5 jobs, come home, and this is what we enjoy to do, and now we just talk about it on camera once a week or a couple times a week, and you guys want to hear what we think about something, so that's pretty cool.
And we've met a lot of awesome people in the comment section, which I think that's one of my favorite parts about this whole thing, is we get to actually communicate with people who are into the same stuff as us, because Matt and I, we have our own friend groups that we share, and then we have separate friend groups, but pretty much none of them like physical media or movies.
Yeah,
a little bit of video games.
Yeah, my friend group is rough. This is very foreign to my friend group. We're all beer drinkers that like to go ride dirt bikes and play in the woods and shoot guns and hang out in the garage. And I love all that stuff. I really do. And I don't get to do it as much now because we dedicate so much time to this, to bring you guys these videos. And they don't, they're always blowing up my phone. Where you at? What are you doing? What is this? They don't even subscribe to it. They don't even use YouTube. I don't even think they have a YouTube account. So they don't understand. They're not into the movies. They're not into the video games. But then on the other side of the world, where John is pretty much one of my only friends that likes this shit, all that shit's foreign to him. I drive a diesel pickup truck and he drives a
Nissan Altima.
So
with a nice big scrape on the left side from that guardrail. So it's a real nice looker.
I think me in particular, I'm a very hybrid person. Lifestyle,
the lifestyle.
We go upstate and I have a great time. We're up there riding quads, drinking beers, just having a great fucking time. And then I come home and I'll sit in front of this TV for 14 hours watching movies and playing video games. So it's, I guess the best of both worlds, but I just wish I had more people around me to enjoy these type of things with me, but that's what you guys are for. We get to talk to you guys down in the comments, and that's awesome, and just build this community that we've already got over 1,000 of you, so that's awesome. Thank you again, guys. We really appreciate it.
Thank you guys so much. Yeah, Matt, my friends, I don't do any of that stuff that Matt does, but any of my friends, they like movies, but it's very surface level. They definitely don't collect. I don't know how many times. I'm sure you guys who also collect physical media have heard this exact comment 6 million times. What are you doing collecting DVDs for? Yeah. Everything's on streaming now. You can just stream it now. You're just wasting your money. Yeah, that's all I ever get. And I'm like, you just don't get it, do you?
Yeah, some of my friends will play, I have a couple friends I'll play video games on the PC with, and they don't have a single physical game. They're all about Call of Duty, and they don't stick with any game. They don't like anything single player, where I could sit there and I prefer a nice single player narrative game where there's a story told to me, and I just get I'll get chat invites and join Discord or join the Xbox Live party. I'm no, I'm playing a game. I don't want to hear you guys bantering about jerking off and whatever the hell we're talking about, because chat party.
You can't play single player games with chat party going.
You can't. But I mean, I've honestly, I'm going back to the 360 days where I had the most fun times of my life just on the mic with everybody, and I just feel like everyone kind of grew up and got jobs, and people still play, but I used to have a group that I would sign on every single night. We had 8 of us in the chat party just bullshitting, playing games, and having a great time, and I miss those days so much. And it's not the same, and my taste in games have kind of changed a little bit. I don't really play too much multiplayer stuff anymore, although I just pre-ordered the new Call of Duty, and
it's installing right now.
It is installing right now. I'm going to, because you can play the campaign a week early, so I'm going to bang out that campaign, and I'm going to give the multiplayer a shot, probably get my ass kicked by a 15-year-old boy, and and then put the controller down and go back to playing single player stuff.
Matt's going to do the Call of Duty review for us, but take our Call of Duty review with a grain of salt. We're not people who play Call of Duty every single year for the multiplayer. Matt's more excited about the single player than anything, because we're also hearing that this is the best single player for Call of Duty since the original Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, the Modern Warfares, and what was another good one? The original Cold?
Not Cold. I know what you're talking about.
Dark Ops? No.
Black Ops.
Black Ops, wow.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the original Black Ops. The numbers, Mason, that was a good fucking...
Other than one Call of Duty, I haven't played a Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 2. Do you remember why? The 2009 Modern Warfare 2? You told me to get a tattoo. The last game I ever played on it.
Oh, yeah, you got... What were you, like, 0 and 31?
1 and 31.
1 and 31.
You said get that tattooed, and I turned off the 360, and I swear to God this really happened. I sold Modern Warfare 2 the next day to GameStop. I was like, I guess, I'm not good at that. That's just not for me.
Yeah, but again, I really enjoy the Call of Duty campaigns. I really, I don't want to really blow my load now, but I really enjoy them. I appreciate the 6 to 8 hours. It's probably way less than 8 hours of the campaign. You can get in, you get out. It's a fun little romp through whatever story they've cooked up, and it's fun gameplay. I just really enjoy them, and the achievements are usually pretty easy. I'm an achievement whore. I like to unlock my achievements, so I like to play all the Call of Duty campaigns.
Yeah, no, I get that, and again, guys, thank you so much for helping us hit 1,000 subscribers. One promise we did make is we're going to get new microphones, and we're going to eventually, in a few weeks, we're going to make this into a video podcast and a podcast on the channel. So this will be our first audio podcast.
So nothing is really going to change for the YouTube viewer.
No.
It's still going to be uploaded onto YouTube, I guess, we're going to try to do it every Sunday still. I don't know how the podcasts work. We have to look into that. But I'm going to be doing a little bit of work in the basement, and we're going to set up almost like a bar top / podcasting station. So once that's finished and ready to rock and roll, that's when we're going to start doing that. We got to look into mics. We're thinking about getting maybe clip-on mics for the videos, and then for podcasting, we're going to get some podcasting mics, and just see how that goes. So we'll do the normal videos like this, but we're also just going to upload it to the whatever podcast service.
It seems like Anchor is the best option to go. They spread it out to Spotify, Apple, all the big ones.
Yeah, so we'll do something like that, and you guys are more than welcome to check it out there or stay here.
Just keep doing what you're doing.
I think I pretty much watch all of my podcasts now. Like the Always Sunny in Philadelphia podcast, I watch that one on YouTube. Kinda Funny, we talk about them all the time. Greg Miller and Kinda Funny crew. I used to listen to all those, but now that they have their new studio, their production level is amazing. They have such an amazing studio.
Makes us jealous, because that's where we want to end up at. We don't know if that'll ever happen.
They have 12 guys, and they cover video game. We understand video games are definitely where the money is, and it's still really hard for us to get more involved with video game stuff. We really are, and I've really been in a video game mood lately. Gotham Knights, ooh, Dennis, I know that you wanted to play Gotham Knights, but if you haven't got that yet, maybe wait a little while on that one, because the reviews are not great. We thought about grabbing it.
And to do a review, yeah, we were going to do that was going to be, we're filming this on Nights, is going to be this Saturday's review for us, but, we have to buy all this stuff out of pocket, so we were like, if it's that bad, and like Jake Baldino, who we really trust, a fellow Long Islander, he sounded just disappointed.
Yeah.
And that, when you hear disappointment, that's always worse than something being bad. It's you're just let down by it.
Yeah, there's some people I follow on YouTube, like Jake Baldino, Barrett Courtney from Kinda Funny. They all talk that like they're huge Arkham fans, they're huge Batman fans. Even they kind of like, this ain't it. And I honestly don't even really love Batman Arkham Knight. I tried replaying that and I'm like, yeah, this isn't good. Arkham Asylum is my favorite one. Arkham City is a close second. Origins was okay, and Origins are the people who made Origins.
WB Games.
Who's made Gotham Knights, and they're just... It's not getting great reviews. I feel bad for the developers. But you had 9 years, and they put out something not great, It's...
The big thing is that, and it's really hard pill to swallow, is that these consoles are very easily capable, promoted, and these are not new consoles anymore. These are 2-year-old consoles at hitting 60 frames per second in 4K. And this game has a hard time. It's struggling to hit 30.
That's not even is not even what bothers me. It's just the fact that they're saying the gameplay is not that fun. The traversal's not that fun. The characters are just subpar. It's the story. There's too much busy work. It's just these are all the things I'm hearing. I can't speak.
Yeah, we can't speak for a fact.
Because I have a feeling with all these negative reviews, this thing is probably gonna go on sale on Black Friday. I'm gonna pick it up around Black Friday. Maybe get it for my birthday in November or Christmas or something, and I'm going to play it for myself.
And you're usually more positive on games that get bad reviews like this than other people.
Sort of, yes. But again, I think it's focused more on the co-op stuff, and it's really hard for us to play co-op. He works nights, and I don't, so our schedules are really hard to
overlap.
Be gaming buddies. So it's...
When we have time to overlap, we make videos.
Yeah, so it's... I don't know, it just... I didn't want to spend the $70 on it, so instead I went with Call of Duty, which I'm actually really excited to check out. And I also just pre-ordered Callisto Protocol and the Dead Space remake, because I love Dead Space. But I'm also worried for the Dead Space remake that Callisto Protocol is either going to be really, really good, and no one's going to care about Dead Space, or... everyone's just going to play Callisto Protocol and not be in the mood. I'm more worried about not being in the mood for Dead Space after coming off Callisto Protocol. So I almost hope Dead Space gets delayed a month or two just because they're so close. And I feel like I'm just going to be like, I just played Callisto. I guess I'll try this, and I'm not going to give it a fair shake. But I absolutely love Dead Space, and I'm so excited to check out the remake because... the screenshots and the gameplay stuff we've gotten so far looks amazing. That's a very important franchise to me. I absolutely love that. And Callisto Protocol is the original developers of Dead Space. It's basically a spiritual successor to Dead Space. So I'm also super excited to check that out.
No, that does sound awesome. So yeah, again, we got plenty coming up down the pipe. We'll probably in the next few weeks, we're going to look into mics. And then those reviews will be coming for the games shortly. So that's going to be everything that we're going to be doing for the future of the channel. At least for now. We're kicking around some other ideas. Like Matt said, we'll have like a new setup for the podcast. So everything will be getting a little bit fresher. Just a new coat of paint, make everything look cleaner and nicer.
Another thing I don't know how many of you would really have an answer to this question. But we see other YouTubers do this. And I've been wanting to do this from the start. We just haven't really figured out how. So when we compare 4Ks to Blu-rays, we would love to put a screenshot, a side-by-side comparison of the 4K to the Blu-ray. Mm-hmm. We just don't know what kind of software or hardware we need for that. If anybody knows...
if you guys actually just know what the hardware and software we need is, then we can just look into it, because we've tried a bunch of different options, and it just never comes out looking the way we are describing it to you. So we can describe something to you, and then we'll put a picture up and you'll be like, wow, that looks really clear. What are you talking about? It's just because what we're taking the picture on is actually shining these all up really nice.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't look like what we're saying.
Yeah, so the camera kind of would... taking a picture or a video of the TV screen itself, especially with these OLEDs because they're such glossy screens, it's really hard to do with the camera and the lighting. Again, we do this out of my basement. We don't have a proper studio. So I would love to figure out how to do that on a hardware-based level where we could either plug a computer in or however it works. I'm not sure how it works, but I would love to just take side-by-side screenshots of a Blu-ray and a 4K just to point out the differences and show you the contrast levels and how dark and how light or whatever, the clarity, the resolution, whatever. I want to compare stuff so you can see for yourself where we say that the 4K is better than the Blu-ray or if it's not.
Yeah, if you guys know, please point us in the right direction. We would love to look into it. Anything to improve the channel, we're very much looking into doing going forward. But we also have some other stuff to cover this week. There was some news, not much news, a little bit of news. The big one for me this week was Rain Man is getting a 40th anniversary release next year, in February actually. Have you ever seen Rain Man?
Nope.
Rain Man stars one of our favorite actors. Dustin Hoffman and Tom Cruise. They play brothers. Tom Cruise, I believe this won the Best Picture.
Hangover reference.
Yes, I know what it was. Because the scene from The Hangover with them playing in the casino was taken right from Rain Man.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, Tom Cruise plays a brother to Dustin Hoffman. Dustin Hoffman, he's got some he's mentally slow. He lives in a home, but their dad dies, and he leaves the car to Ray, Tom Cruise's brother, Rain Man. Even though he can't drive, he lives in a home. So Tom Cruise is basically trying to manipulate him to get the car back, but they end up building a loving relationship. And it's just a fantastic movie. I know my mom really loves that movie. We used to watch it when I was a kid. And I'm looking forward to the 4K. So that's really the big news. And then Criterion announced their January releases. So I'm just going to read them because I know Matt's not going to know any of them. First one is Bergman Island, which is that came out last year. I'm actually pretty interested in that. That's a French film. Tim Roth's in that, by the way. This is not a burial, it's a resurrection. I've actually never heard of that myself, but I'm interested in it. Imitation of Life. I've heard of that, but never seen it. And this is a trilogy of movies. Lars von Trier, this is his Europe trilogy. I've actually never seen the 3 movies that are in this collection, but I have seen quite a few Lars von Trier movies, including Antichrist, Melancholia, and Breaking the Waves. So Lars von Trier, he makes movies that you would absolutely despise because they purposely try and offend you and get under your skin. Some of the stuff you see, it would blow your mind.
Yeah, these sound like John movies, not so much Matt movies.
Yep, and then the last one, actually you might like, and that's The Adventures of Barry Munchausen, and that's directed by Terry Gilliam. I think you have seen it, Terry. Yes, you have. You've seen 12 Monkeys. Mm-hmm. Terry Gilliam directed 12 Monkeys. He also directed Time Bandits, Brazil, and The Fisher King.
Okay.
So I know that all these movies are not up your alley, but I did want to point them out because I am a big Criterion guy, and I will probably pick up a few of those to review for the channel. Are you guys interested in any of those? I don't know. I hope so.
I am not.
I know you are not.
And that is why you're here.
I know. And actually this week we had a lot of Q&As, so we have a lot of questions to answer this week, and we have a lot of different topics, so we're going to actually dive into that pretty quickly. And the first one right out of the gate...
Before we do that,
okay.
I just want to mention, if you guys have been following us, I like to bring up Groove.com. Groove.com just updated their catalog. They have a lot right now. Just some new stuff right off the bat. So they have a new category, which is 4K UHD deals, 2 for $32. So that's going to be what?
16 each.
So what was that? You said $16 a movie?
$16.
Which is not too bad. So The Northman is in there.
That's a new movie from this year.
The Edge of Tomorrow, Live, Die, Repeat, Ambulance, Bad Guys, Secrets of Dumbledore, Tenant's in there, Greed 2, Full Metal Jacket, The New Matrix, Dune, Joker, Clockwork Orange, The Lost Boys.
These are all Warner Brothers releases.
Are they?
Yeah.
So maybe... Because Groove usually works with Universal.
Well, those are a WB.
Yeah, Poltergeist is in there, Lost Boys, all the Christopher Nolan Batmans, the new James Bond, which is MGM, isn't it?
MGM, well, that's weird now, because MGM is owned by Amazon. So I don't even know how the rights for that work.
Singing in the Rain, Chernobyl, Mad Max.
Chernobyl's on there?
Yeah.
The new series from HBO?
Chernobyl 4K.
Shit.
Oh, yeah, it is HBO. Yep.
I might grab that, because I love that series.
So you get 2 for 30. So grab that and something else for the 2 for 32 deal.
Yeah.
And then use sign up 20 for an extra 20% off your entire purchase. So it's less than $32.
Man, that's crazy, because Chernobyl was one of the best shows of the year it came out. It's a mini-series, I think it's only like 6 or 7 episodes. It talks about the Chernobyl disaster that happened in Ukraine back in the 1980s, one of the worst disasters ever.
All the new DC superhero stuff's in it. The new Suicide Squad, the Zack Snyder Justice League, Wonder Woman, Dunkirk, V for Vendetta's in here. That's a good 4K. Willy Wonka, The Conjuring.
I need Dunkirk.
All the Matrix movies, all the monster movies, the Godzilla monster movies, all the other Batman Returns, Batman Forever, which you still need. Kong Skull Island, I need, because that's
the only monster one.
That's the only monster movie I need left. Blade Runner's in here, Mortal Kombat. This is a huge one. I mean, again, so for
I'm leaving that in.
are you?
Yeah, I'm leaving you scratching your back in.
so for $32 minus the 20%, it would be like $28 shipped for all these great movies. That's really awesome.
Yeah, Groove is really a very underrated site, and it's weird because if you go on their site, you're going to be like, this seems like a cheap site. Like the site layout is very,
and then
not the nicest.
If you go on the top, you can go to each category of deals. They have Halloween deals every weekend. They have new deals. Blu-rays 2 for $12, 4K 2 for $22. They have an 8-mile 4K exclusive from Groove, which is, I believe, just exclusive packaging or a steelbook. Halloween Ends is up there. They have all the holiday 4K titles. And Groove is cheaper than Amazon. It's cheaper than Best Buy. And then especially with that extra 20% off, Groove is, if you could find the movie you want on Groove, Groove is without a doubt the cheapest you'll ever get it. And their shipping, they take very good care with their shipping. Everything comes in pristine condition. Almost 9 out of 10, you always get a slipcover from Groove. So Groove is one of the best places to order from, in my opinion.
Yeah, they really are. Like I said last week when we talked about Groove, I had an issue with them, and then I contacted them, and they responded almost immediately, and I really do appreciate good customer service. And then just one little bit of news I forgot to mention, but I just was looking for our Q&A questions. I saved this to remind myself, and I realize now, is last week we talked about Barbarian not coming to physical. Well, that might not be true. So Roy Lee said, yes. He wrote in a tweet, yes, I believe there will be a physical media release at some point. There was a commentary track recorded last week for the DVD, so the plans are in motion, just don't know when.
Oh, that's good news.
So maybe enough people spoke out about the fact that Disney wasn't, because it's a 20th Century Fox release. Disney owns 20th Century Fox. They said that they only announced their digital release of the film. They didn't announce a physical release at all. And hopefully enough people made enough of a stink about the fact that, hey, one of the best reviewed movies of the year wasn't coming to Blu-ray.
They're backpedaling, I think.
Yeah.
They're trying to correct that before they get too much blowback.
Because Disney is probably the least supportive major company that talks about physical media.
But that's a good thing. So good, because I was like, I wrote that one off. I was like, I guess I won't see that movie.
Yeah, because it does kind of suck that a movie like that, a little-known horror movie wouldn't come to 4K, where a 4K viewer or Blu-ray viewer would want to watch that instead of having to buy the stream of it.
And if you think about it, it's horror collectors are basically...
They're the biggest supporters.
They are the biggest supporters of physical media, like Scream Factory. All these boutique labels are mainly horror movies.
Yeah, like Vinegar Syndrome has done Amityville Horror, and they got Texas Chainsaw Massacre, too.
Is that supposed to come out this week?
It comes out on Tuesday, it says. Vinegar Syndrome, I've noticed...
it's next year.
Because another site that I follow, HD Movie Source, just got their big stack in of all their Amityville Horrors, but we already have ours and did a review for them, so I don't understand. Vinegar Syndrome is very much like, it says it's coming out Tuesday, it might ship on Tuesday.
Yeah, they're weird, but we live pretty close to, I think, it comes from Connecticut.
Yeah, so it's a ferry ride away for us.
We get them pretty quick. And just real quick, I'm on Blu-ray.com. I just like to talk about what's on sale and stuff that stands out to me. Flatliners. What do you pay for Flatliners?
Was a day one release from Arrow. Probably 34 at the day of, maybe 27. I can't remember.
I thought it was more than that. But it's $25. The Fog is $22.49.
That's a steal.
That's a
Both of those are great 4Ks, by the way. So if you're a fan of those movies, great 4Ks. Flatliners, especially.
No, the Tom Atkins movie. But I don't really love The Fog. I watched the Blu-ray recently because I was like, I want The Fog on 4K, but I just watched the Blu-ray. I'm like, you know what? I don't really love the movie. I don't need it.
That's a real 6 through 10, like in the 9-10 area of John Carpenter movies.
Yeah. What else stands out to me quick? Pulp Fiction's 1996 on 4K.
That's a bad sign since it's not out yet.
Funhouse is $19.99 again. 4K.
Yeah, that's been floating around the low price range, which is weird because that's a Scream Factory release.
It is. So is The Fog. Platoon, $22.49.
Good 4K if anyone's a fan of that.
The House is an Arrow video. Oh no, Hell High. We've reviewed that. I have that $19.99 on 4K.
Good slipcover, right?
Yes, very nice. Goonies on 4K, $9.99.
Fun fact, I do not like The Goonies. Not one of my movies. I didn't see it as a kid. I saw it as a 25-year-old adult, and I think I was too late. I think I missed the boat on that one.
Wild Things.
Great movie.
That was an expensive 4K, right? Wasn't that like $42?
But that's also one of the Arrow hardcover boxes.
It's $29.99. I don't know if it's the hardcover.
It's
one.
probably just the 4K release. Like now we have our Tremors, which came in
Taking
the hard
a Pelham
box.
123 4K, $27.99.
Not the one you're thinking of. That is the original Charles.
I know it is.
Okay.
It could be because the remake isn't on 4K.
Are you going
The
to...
remake isn't.
It's not on 4K. Are you going to review
To
the
the
new
mall
one?
today? No, I'm not going to the mall today. I have to check and see if I have that pre-ordered because I do want that. Columbia Classics Volume 3, 108.87.
That's the lowest it's been.
Bullet Train 26. That's a deal, I guess, because we paid $30 for it.
31.
Yeah, that was a lot, but that was a great movie.
It's a good 4K too, and it really one of the biggest surprises for me this year. I expected nothing, and I really loved it.
Friday the 13th, 4K, $16.99.
We have a review for that, which you said was good.
Yep, and those are all really the big standouts. E.T. 4K, $9.94.
Like we said, that's because the new 40th anniversary edition is coming out. So that is with the new steelbook and the new packaging and everything. So if you can get the old one, no new disc in there, just new packaging. Yep, and now we are going to dive into the Q&A portion of this week's episode because we do actually have a lot of questions this week. And I'm going to start it right out with our buddy Shamrock Balls, who says, "Hey John and Matt, I hope you guys are well. Matt, what kind of shelves do you store your collection on, and how does that shelving stay so straight without sagging in the middle? LOL. Also, if you were both stranded on a desert island, what movie would you want to take with you? Thanks, David." Well, David, Matt actually, not only did he build these shelves that you see behind you.
Okay, I guess you'll talk about it.
But-
I thought that was my question.
Well, no, because I want to just make one little note before you get to speak. Matt also built the shelves in my room, so if you ever see, or in my office rather, so if you ever see me in front of the shelves, Matt built those as well. So Matt's quite the craftsman.
Well, I can't take all the credit because my father actually helped me big time with these shelves. So this is my basement. In my previous apartment that I rented from a friend's house, we built the same shelves because I had a very large collection still at the time, and I had nowhere to put it. But yeah, so these are homemade, handmade, and I have more shelves throughout the rest of the room for all my video games and stuff like that around. It's just pine. And we ripped it down. We have, like, it's not like a park. It's like that weird, I forget what the board is in the back, but the shelf is one piece, and we actually painted the back to the same color as the wall. So that's not actually the wall you see behind it. So that's really what adds to the sturdiness. There's screws through the back of it into the back of the wood, and that's what holds it all together. And then there's pieces on the end that we ran the router through and slipped them in, glued them in, and then put it all together with the nail gun. So they are homemade. My father actually did design them, and then we kind of streamlined it because we've made like 6 or 7 of them between my house now, my last apartment, and the set we made for John over at his house.
Yeah, and mine are longer than Matt's, and they don't sag either. So whatever he does to make on the back of them, because it's all one piece of it, because Matt built them here and brought them to my house. Mm-hmm. So it's all just one big constructed, put together thing, so it does help with the sagging.
Yep.
And that's all that came from. And then on to your second question, what movie would you bring with you to a desert island? Well, I feel like me and Matt have the same answer on this. And I tried to be a little bit more objective, but so I'll say 2 of them because I know that we have the exact same one.
Yeah, easily Terminator. That's my favorite movie of all. It's our favorite movie of all time.
Yeah.
Which I still find crazy because I understand that's a Matt movie for me, but our taste in movies are pretty different most of the time. It's just crazy that that's his favorite movie, but I'm glad it is because it's the best movie in the world. So.
Yeah. Well, a lot of it's also nostalgia. I saw the Terminator when I was very young, and it's a movie I can just go back to. Watch over and over. I'm never bored of the Terminator. There's always a time where I'm walking through my shelves and I'm like, what do I want to watch? And I watch Terminator every year, at least 3 times a year, and I'll come across it and I'll be like, man, I haven't seen it in a couple months, and I'll still just throw it in and just sit there. It makes me feel good now. Like, the thing with, comfort, it's a comfort movie.
Oh, yeah.
That and, 1989 Batman. I just threw 1989 Batman when I got my new TV the other day, just because I could just watch, the first, half hour of it, and just... I don't know, it makes all my worries go away. It's a weird thing. So those would be my 2 choices. But if I only had to pick one, yeah, I'm taking Terminator with me.
Yeah, that's the obvious choice. But again, a desert island, maybe you want a really long movie. The longest movie I could think of is maybe the new Batman.
Yeah, you could get a little over 3 hours out of it, or Endgame.
Or, I don't know, if we're just taking one thing off the shelf, maybe I'd grab the Friday the 13th box set. There's 13 movies in there, or 12 movies in there. But again, just one single movie has to be the Terminator.
If I'm going on a desert island now and I get stranded, don't even come bother looking because I'll be dead within a day or two. It's over quick. That's my own
Well, you'll be able to live off your fat for a while.
No, I'm not worried about my fat. I'm more worried about the sun. The sun is going to kill me.
Yeah, but then you could take shelter or bury yourself in the sand.
I hope I get lucky. I don't think I'm going to get that lucky.
Well, imagine, is there electric on this? We could bring the movie with us, but can we watch it?
I don't know. That's where having a VHS would be more helpful. At least you could run the reel through the fucking sun and watch it that way.
Yeah, I guess so.
Without any sound. And then we have another question. This is more of a comedy question. It's from our buddy Vex. He wrote, "Do you wash your hands before touching DVDs?" And now this I knew would set Matt off because I know Matt's answer to this.
Absolutely. I definitely wash my hands before touching any of my video game controllers, before touching any of this stuff. And I just like my stuff to stay in pristine condition. That's why a lot of my stuff stays sealed until I'm ready to watch it, just as an extra layer of protection. And on the other side of the fence, John is a slob. I don't know if you've noticed from any videos, or just he is a big time slob. And so again, I'm out on the road all day, and I stop at Best Buy a lot. So I'll pick up a movie for John or something that he needed to watch for that night or something. I'll give it to him, and as he's walking to his car, he's ripping the wrapper off of it, and his car is like a dumpster on wheels too. So, and now this thing is bouncing around in his car. It's unprotected now, and it just irritates me. I feel like I gave this thing it's like in Toy Story with the little green aliens that they have to go to Sid's house. All the toys that go there to get tortured, like everything that goes to John's house, it just gets tortured. But no, again, when John comes here, before I make him, I watch him wash his hands. I'm like, wash your fucking hands before you touch anything on my shelf. Yeah,
no, Matt isn't me freaking. I wouldn't say I'm that bad, but no, I am definitely not the cleanest person in the world. I'm that guy. You grab somebody's Xbox controller and you're like, why is this thing so fucking greasy? I'm the reason they're greasy. I was that asshole. I don't do it anymore, but I was when I was younger. I'm
gonna have John put a little picture. He's gonna take a picture of his, because he edits all these videos on his Mac.
I am not taking a picture.
And he has a white keyboard. You're putting the fucking keyboard picture in the video right here, right now. Now everyone's looking at this picture right now and saying, why is that keyboard that's supposed to be white not white? And there's coffee stains on it, and you said the keys stick. Ugh. I'm
not the cleanest person in the world, guys. I'm sorry.
I understand. I have OCD. I'm above.
Yeah, Matt is beyond. You ever seen? You guys have probably seen Full House. You remember how Danny used to walk around with the dustbuster? Matt, I swear to God, we are young, not old enough to even be adults yet, and this guy's got a fucking dustbuster in his room.
Yeah, I like things to be clean. I don't like things to smell. I like cleanliness.
Yeah, he takes it a little too far. Whereas
I agree, too far, but
then there's the opposite side of the spectrum.
That's why everything stays so nice.
Yeah, Matt does take very good care of everything. So that's the second question for us today, and then on to question number 3, and this is a really cool one. Actually, the last 3 questions are all really cool. And this is from Dennis Cinema 4K, and he said, "What are your top 5?"
Look at his socks. I don't know if you guys could see the amount of dog hair and dust. And all
the dog hair is from your house, though.
Still, but I'm wearing my Crocs.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Top 5 Okay, so Dennis Cinema said, "What is your top 5 4K Scream Factory releases so far?" So he did say 4K, so we screwed up with that.
Whoops.
So anyway, I could do that off the top of my head anyway. But we were going to do that. And are most of these 4K, actually?
All but one.
All but one, right? So actually, we could just swap this one out. We were going to talk about this, so you can just talk about it beforehand.
I added Jeepers Creepers 2. I actually, I don't know if you guys remember me talking about it. I just found a copy of Jeepers Creepers 1 that I got for a pretty good price. It's in the mail. It's on its way. No slipcover, unfortunately. But Jeepers Creepers 2... I love Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2, and Scream Factory did an awesome release with these, and I want them to come to 4K. So that's a want, but I guess it didn't quite answer the question, Dennis. Sorry.
Yeah, Dad. So we were gonna actually put these at number 1 because we do think that this is the best Scream Factory release.
Yeah, how do you beat that? You know, I mean, the Halloween set now, minus the Rob Zombie ones, I think are awesome releases. I absolutely love those hardcovers. Yeah, let me see that.
Yeah, these were we were going to talk about these Halloween 1 and Halloween 3.
These hardcovers are
That's
amazing.
your favorite of the set, right?
I guess. I mean, I love them all, honestly. And then I went ahead and I reversed my covers. Did you do that?
No, I don't do that.
You didn't reverse the covers?
No, so this is my Halloween 3, so yeah, if you reverse it, you get this cover.
Why don't you reverse it?
I just didn't want to. I mean, I guess I could do it now.
Yeah, I mean, you already have that picture on the
I actually really like the new art.
You're gonna bend. Look at the way he handles these things. Like, I would be out here with rubber gloves and a lab coat, a mask on, and this guy's just manhandling this thing.
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, after you tear it and
no, look, it got in there all nice.
And
look
creased it.
Do you see a crease?
Jesus Christ. So anyway, yeah, the Halloweens have to be the nicest things. Although, I didn't know, and during that Scream Factory sale, I picked up Elvira's Haunted Hills. This is the first thing out of the Halloweens that I've seen with a hardcover.
That you slide through the side.
Yeah, I've never seen the hardcovers before the Halloweens, and apparently Elvira did it first, I think. Because I think that was before these Halloween movies.
And you haven't seen them yet, but Child's Play 1 through 3 are on 4K. And I think that out of those 3 sets, the biggest jump is the first Child's Play. But Child's Play 2 is the shining star of a 4K.
Yeah,
as far as...
I've been saving these for Christmas time.
Yeah, so the second one, I think, is actually one of the best that they have put out overall. And then, honestly, recently, Scream Factory, this is a brand new review, but, I mean, if you are a fan of Return of the Living Dead, this is an amazing 4K that they put out. The film has never looked better. It's a 3-disc set. That third disc is all special features, and I got so many hours out of this. It is just such a good 4K Blu-ray. I really think that this is definitely one of the best that Scream Factory has put out yet. They put so much effort into this, and it's weird because, like, Scream Factory can be a little hit or miss. Like, they did this amazing thing, and then a couple weeks ago we had Army of Darkness, and Army of Darkness, they only did the 4K transfer on the theatrical cut. So it's just strange that sometimes they put so much effort into, like, stuff like this, and then Army of Darkness felt very half-assed almost, even though the packaging is really nice, but just the fact that only 4K that got transferred was the theatrical cut, which does seem to be the least popular of the cuts. So, you know, it's tough, but overall, yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite 4Ks that they have done.
Yeah, and I would just mirror that that one is definitely up there for me as well. All the Halloweens are great. I love to have those in 4K, that hard case, that art style. I love that franchise. I love those releases.
Now, John Carpenter didn't do Christine, right? I mean, John Carpenter did do Christine, but Christine wasn't done by Scream Factory, right? That 4K?
No.
It's right here.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. It's just a regular release. Yeah, so that's the thing, again, with John Carpenter. A lot of his movies have been released by Scream Factory with 4K transfers, and then some are just on Blu-ray, like Assault.
Yeah, I think that's on Blu-ray from Scream Factory.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, though.
Well, I just got Assault on Precinct 13 and Starman to help finish out my John Carpenter collection. Both are just Blu-rays, though. Mm-hmm. But yeah, as far as 4Ks, yeah, the Halloweens, Return to Living Dead, even like...
Species was a good Scream Factory 4K
yes,
also.
That was.
Too, actually. Forgot about that one.
Did they do Life Force?
They did Life Force, yeah.
And they did the Howling. Howling was a good 4K update. Not the biggest fan of the film, but
Alligator.
You liked Alligator, right?
It was okay. I didn't really love the movie.
How was the transfer, though?
It was good. It was a good... Yeah, that was one of their first 4Ks, I think.
Really?
So, I think. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, these both...
Actually, no, Krampus, I think, was one of their first.
And you got that?
I just got Krampus. I'm going to watch that in December time, obviously. Yeah. That's a Christmas horror.
Yeah. So, Dennis, we hope we answered your question. We actually misread that, so we actually had it all set up to do our top 5 Scream Factory for just Blu-ray releases in general.
We had to pull an audible.
Yeah, so hopefully we still answered it off the top of our heads. And then we got 2 questions left, both new questions, actually, that just came in right before we started doing this, and they're both from Kevin L., and he asked, what are your top 5 worst 4Ks of all time? And he also asked, what are our top 5 steelbooks of all time? Now, Kevin, we actually did a whole video of our top 10 steelbooks of all time, but we don't know if you saw that yet, so we're just going to rattle off a few for you just off the top of our heads, and then we'll do their top 5 worst 4Ks.
So this is a bit of a cheat.
Mm-hmm.
This is the out-of-print Friday the 13th steel box set.
I would have said that was a tin, but...
I guess it's a tin box, yeah, and then you got all the movies inside this book. And this, for a long time, was the only way to have them all in a complete collection until Scream Factory blessed us with that beautiful box set. Mm-hmm. But this is still, technically, it's still steel, so it is a shape of a book. And it, that could be considered a steel book, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Throw that back up. And then another one of my favorite movies of all time is Blade. Mm-hmm. Do you have the steelbook?
I don't have the steelbook. I have a slipcover for that.
You have the slipcover. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is nice. I love Wesley Snipes as Blade. I'm a little worried about the new movie, but
especially since they just lost their director and they put production on hold till they find a new one.
Yeah, you got the 4K, you got the Blu-ray. Blade is just such an amazing movie, and this is a good 4K too.
It is a good 4K. I was going to say that, and that's just a really nice steelbook.
Yeah, I like this one, and I'm kind of shying away from steelbooks, but I do like this one.
Yeah, and then I think this is Matt's best thing in his entire collection, and something I've always been very jealous of, and that's because not only is this a steelbook, but this is 4 steelbooks in a big steelbook.
And it's upside down.
Yeah, why don't you take it? It's yours anyway. So,
so this is the Batman 89 to 97 collection, and it's a big steel box that houses all 4 steel books of the Batman movies. So you got Batman 89, you got Batman Returns, the nice purple one. Then one of my personal favorites, Batman Forever in green, which is a Halloween movie.
I'm going to have to get that on 4K, because I don't know if you guys have noticed, for weeks now, Matt has been pressuring me to buy it on 4K, and I'm just going to do it.
Yeah, you need. I mean, you should really just buy this set, because it is still available.
That steelbook set?
I believe so.
Because that is...
maybe not, actually, I looked. But they have...
Because they just came out with a new set.
They have a soft cover set, yeah. And then John's favorite, Batman and Robin, which I still like the design of this steelbook.
There's a lot in there that could have been good. Like, I'm sure it looks beautiful in 4K.
Yeah. Oh, you don't have the 4K, right?
No, I don't want to. I told you, we did a review, very early review on the channel, if you guys go back and watch Batman and Robin. So, I'm sure we weren't great yet, but we did talk about Batman and Robin, and I said I hadn't seen it in 15 years. And I swore to God I'm not watching it for 15 more.
Well, if you get the 4K in 15 years, you'll have it in its best possible way to be viewed.
You think in 15 years that we won't have anything better than that 4K?
No. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? But
I think in 15 years we'll be somehow able to be on the set of Batman and Robin and watch Arnold Schwarzenegger bang out one-liners in real time.
Oh, my God.
Who killed the dinosaurs? Or what killed the dinosaurs?
The Ice Age.
And then this is another one. I haven't actually seen this movie yet. This is still a blank spot for me. But I love the steelbook of Venom.
Yeah, Let There Be Carnage. The Venom steelbooks are really, really nice. All the Marvel steelbooks are really, really nice. But this one in particular, I really love this art style. It's got Venom and Carnage on the front, and it just... so much going on, but it's so simple at the same time. And it's just a beautiful thing. And then you open up the inside, you got them both in there again. And it was a bit of a flop of a movie. And this is only PG-13. I don't see how. But again, this is just a super nice looking book. I bought this just because of the way the book looked. I really enjoyed this art style here. Movie, not so much.
Yeah, I get that. And then here, I think this was actually Matt's number 1 on our top 10 steelbooks list. And that's because...
The Cabin in the Woods. This is awesome. I love what Lionsgate's doing with these slipcover steelbooks that reveal other stuff underneath the slipcover, and this is just so cool. You have to see the movie to kind of understand what they did with this steelbook.
Yeah, because Matt bought that steelbook on... I did the review for it. Matt had never seen The Cabin in the Woods, and I was explaining what the steelbook does, because that slipcover ties into the movie.
Yeah, and then again, you have all your information. Because I've been shying away from steelbooks because I like having the runtime and all the synopsis. I like all the info on the back on the slipcovers, so I've kind of been getting less and less steelbooks. But if Lionsgate keeps putting these out like this, then I'll get every single one they do because I really even the Universal Soldier one that we forgot to grab. That's a nice one.
That
too.
is, but all these ones, even they did the other one, Angel Heart was a good one too.
Yes. So you pop that open and it's them busting through the elevator door. Awesome, and this was a really awesome movie. This is a pretty good Halloween movie. Well, it's I guess more of a summer.
I would say that's summer. Yeah.
But still, this is a fantastic movie. Awesome steelbook, great 4K.
Yeah, and then one I always grab, but Matt never brings it up, and it's just because I really wish I would have got this steelbook. I have the Blu-ray of this, and that's Christine. I love this steelbook. I mean, it's nothing really crazy going on, but just the fact of what they did on the bottom here made it look like a book, and I don't know. I really do love this steelbook, and I wish I would.
The apple red.
Yeah.
The color of the car.
The purple, the blue, like it's just the writing. It's original. You don't see this much on steelbooks. This is a very unique looking steelbook. I wish I would have got this.
And that's the 4K because you can still get this steelbook in a Blu-ray that I see on the shelves at Best Buy all the time. But this is the 4K. Mm-hmm. And Blu-ray's in there as well, but this has the 4K. I actually really do like that red.
Me too.
That's the color.
That's the color of the car. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I've been kicking around. I wanted to have it out before November, but I don't know if I'm going to get to it. And I was going to rank every single John Carpenter 4K because I believe there's 9 now, including that. And I think the only one I have left to watch is Christine. It's just really hard to rank them, and it's a hard video to make, so I haven't gotten to it yet. But I'm really jealous of Matt's steelbook of that. That's something I would have really wanted. And then the last question was, what is our top 5 worst 4Ks? Now, this is actually really hard for me to do because there have never really been some outright bad 4Ks that I went, oh my god, I have to return this to the store. This is atrocious. There's been some bad that I was disappointed with, and then there have been some that are like, actually, there's been stuff wrong with them. But for the most part, I'm just more disappointed. And the biggest obvious one of that actually was this year, and that was Heat. And that's because I think Heat was one of the best looking films ever shot. I loved how that movie was made. And the Blu-ray I thought was really good, so I was really excited for that 4K. And it was just too dark. It's actually worse than the Blu-ray. And when that happens, you really have failed. Because the 4K should never ever be worse than the Blu-ray. They cost more money, they're new releases, you have new technology. As long as you put the work in, that 4K should always look better than the Blu-ray. And there's only been 2 examples in my life, actually 3, of where a 4K has looked worse than the Blu-ray. One is that, the other is Goodfellas, and then third, me and Matt both have these exact same 2 copies because we have problems, and that is Terminator 2.
And this also overlaps into the steelbook.
Yes.
This might be one of my favorite steelbooks, and that's the only reason I bought it, because we already had the 4K.
Yeah, me and Matt both have the steelbook and the slipcover versions of Terminator.
Again,
well, not slipcovers.
Terminator's our favorite movie. But we had to go and pick up this. Are you kidding me? Come on. That is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Look at that. Are you kidding me? That is the nicest looking steelbook I've ever seen in my life. Miles Dyson in there. Come on, look at these. Even the discs are nice. This is... Why couldn't they give us a good scan?
I know that, and that's the point. Is that is a very, very bad scan of the disc, and they've released it twice now.
And this is a Lionsgate Studio Canal, where you get all the synopsis and all your info on the back again. This is a good one.
Yeah, it's a shame that the disc itself, it's just not that great.
Yeah, it is a shame.
It's too clean. Like, we lost all the film grain. I get what they were going for, it just didn't work. And then the last one that off the top of my head that really is just bad, and I don't understand why there's not a bigger stink about this, because I've seen other people have this exact same problem. I have this problem. And that is with the Fast and Furious box set that came out from Universal. I think it goes all the way up to F8, if I am correct, the box set that I have. I just got it, because the only one I don't have is F9.
Yeah.
Yeah, so... all those. So it's an 8-disc set. I mean, it's got all the 4Ks. And about 3 of the 4Ks in that set all have this exact same problem. It's a printing issue. So the way a 4K disc works, or any Blu-ray, is it's on the disc, you spin the disc, they're scanning, and then they come back once they get to the center. And when they get to the center, it would freeze. So about halfway through 3 of the movies in the set, the movie would freeze. You couldn't do anything about it unless you skipped that entire scene. And I'd have to do that in 3 movies on this 4K set, all with the same printing issue. And yet, for some reason, other people have had the same issue. From what I understand, they haven't even fixed this problem.
Yeah, that's really bothering me, because I have... No, so my first 4K is F8. I have from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 I have on Blu-ray, and then 8, 9, Hobbs and Shaw I have on 4K. And I love the Fast and Furious movies. That's one of my favorite franchises.
I do not.
I absolutely love Fast and Furious, and I want those on 4K so bad, but I refuse to spend that amount of money on a broken. I just refuse to buy the broken disc. You know, I want to enjoy these movies. I don't want to have to suffer through it. You know, so I'm waiting for a new set. You know, I'll probably have to rebuy 9 in that new set, but I really, really want them to re-release something or fix the things. But again, I want those 4K so bad because I love those movies, and it just kills me that because I've seen that issue, and you said you have the issue at yours, so I'm so reluctant to buy it because I don't want that to happen to me.
It's a very frustrating issue, especially if you're a fan of the movie. Like, I don't remember which one it was, but it was right in the middle of a big action scene, and like I have to skip the whole scene to actually just make the disc work. Now, I'm not the biggest Fast and Furious fan, so I was like, whatever. I was just rewatching them to see if I still hated them, and I got them as a Christmas gift last year, so I banged through all of them this year just to see if I still like them or not. And it turns out I don't really like them. A few of them here and there, but that's about it. So I just don't understand how Universal kind of got away with this. But, like, you know, this year alone we've had problems with The Cure, 12 Monkeys, where they've had to send replacement discs out for minor issues. But Universal put out an entire box set that I don't understand how they were able to, like, wipe that under the rug without anyone causing a big stink about that.
Yeah,
because that's a major studio.
And that's a major franchise.
Yeah. So I don't know how that happened. You know, maybe they have that kind of money to just wipe it under the table, or they figure like people buy them like me. Like I bought them, I got them for a Christmas present. I didn't watch them till like June, and it's like, well, what am I going to do now? So
now, does anybody have that box set? Do you have that issue? Is it just
like sporadic, like it's random?
Is it a handful of them that happen, and you just got unlucky along with the other couple people on the internet? I'm not sure. So I want that set so bad, but again, I'm afraid to get burned.
Yeah, and it's tough because from what I can see, it's just like with the 12 Monkeys thing. Like I didn't have an issue with my 12 Monkeys disc, but a lot of people did. So you know, I just you get lucky on some and you get burned on others, and I definitely got burned on the Fast and Furious set. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's a shame. I would actually love for you to try that again in
the 4K
player.
I did try it originally on 2 players, but yeah, maybe I'll try it.
You did.
So yeah, I'll give you guys an update. Yeah, I'll throw all those discs in. I remember the spots, and I will tell you if they work or not.
Yeah, because you watched them on the Xbox?
Originally, I watched them on the Series X.
And what was the other player you tried?
I tried them on the Series, the 1S.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I would be curious to see.
Which is a very old 4K player at this point. So.
I would be curious to
see. But
see
they both had the freezing issue in the same spot. Yeah.
I'd be curious if your player would fix that.
I'm very curious too, because that has fixed issues in the past where things that weren't able to get read. Like, so I don't know what it is. The Series X, it's a good 4K player, but it's not a designated 4K player, and it doesn't do the best job. So I could see it fixing the problems.
So remember the issue I had with Kill Bill?
Yes, it didn't play on your Sony, right?
On the same player you had,
yeah.
My Sony, my Kill Bill Blu-ray didn't work, but I put it in my Xbox and it worked fine.
Have you tried it on the Panasonic yet?
Works fine.
Works fine. So, yeah.
So that's
weird. So it could be. It is weird, and these are all things that factor into a problem. We all have different setups, so you never really know. So you gotta test out all the problems.
So again, if anybody has the Fast and Furious ones, sound off in the comments. I want to hear your experience with it. Yeah,
very, very curious. So that's going to actually do it here for us this week on Let's Talk Physical Media. We got to all our questions. Did we? Yeah, we did. And I think we banged out all the news we got for this week. And as always, guys, really thank you so much for helping us hit 1,000 subscribers. That's really what we're celebrating here today. And, like we said, if anyone has any mic recommendations, you want to drop those in the comment section below, too. Like anything you guys have heard other YouTubers use that might help them. Hey, leave those. Help us out with the Fast and Furious. Anything you guys want to talk about, leave those comments in the comment section below. Ask some questions for next week's Let's Talk Physical Media. And as always, guys, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tell all your friends.